What's up, guys? Welcome to Blake's Garage. Today we're up at M45 Automotive and we are with Travis from Snail Performance. He is in his 2018 BMW M3 F80. So what we're gonna do is show you some different tuning software. What's up, Travis?
What's happening?
So I heard we got some new tuning software on this M3. What do we got?
So I would say it's been out for about a year. It's made by EcuTeK. They've been taking their time and doing a lot of development on the BMWs. They've released a lot of stuff. A lot of people have probably seen already online, but the newest release that we've got everything pretty much set up now to where we can have on-the-fly map switching. We can have pretty much boost by gear. We can have, you know, adjustable, you know, burbles. We can do all sorts of crazy stuff. Best thing is we can have two different ways we can adjust for it. A lot of it can be done through using your steering wheel controls. So basically you'll use to switch maps, you would hit the cancel button or resume button, sorry. And then that's on map 4 that we have right now, and then it would automatically set to map 4. But press and hold, we can go to like map 3, map 2, then map 1, and then you just sit here and let it and it'll automatically cancel out.
And you're just doing that by hitting the up and down button there?
Yeah, so you would press and hold, and you'll see the map, the attack move, and then you'd use, you know, the cruise control for accel or decel to go up and down in your different map selections that you want. And basically, we have it set up to where, you know, map 1 will be close to stock power, but a smoother map. And then map 2 will be like the medium power. Map 3 is going to be the most performance map that you can get out. And then map 4 is, we give it a touch more performance, but we also give you the ability to adjust what you want. Okay. So what we'd do here is we'd actually press and hold again, and then we'd go all the way up to map 4, and then we'd press, and then you see our torque monitor. Then we use our up and down on the cruise control, and we can adjust all the way up to 640 foot-pounds of torque, and we can scroll all the way down to 400 foot-pounds of torque, and then we can adjust anywhere in between there. And what that is, that's just a target torque that the ECU uses to target the power torque that, you know, that the car puts out. Of course, less torque, less power, more torque requests, higher power that you get from the car.
So you said you just do the up button to 4, and then once you're there, do you have to do one extra?
Yeah, so you, like I say, you'll press and hold here, resume, get it to map 4, press it one more time, and then that transfers it over to
this guy,
the gauge where you can adjust using the up and down for cruise control. You can adjust your target torque. So if you want to say target 480 or maybe 500, or you just sit here and press it all the way up to, you know, max out at 4 or 640.
Nice. So
and then all you'll
play
do
around with people too, you know. You can have two different maps, like, oh, let's run again, you know, see if I can beat you.
Yeah, and then you can do this all on the fly. You don't have to worry about reflashing to a different map or anything like that. Other cool features that they have is full-time flex fuel. So you can actually hook up a flex fuel sensor into the CAN bus system, and you can have full-time flex fuel in the car, so you can mix and match the fuels however you want. You don't have to worry about, you know, mixing the fuel correctly or anything like that. You can just pour in the fuel and go, and the car will automatically adjust for it.
Yeah, so I had E85 on my F82, guys, and that was kind of one of the issues. I had a different tuning software on mine, and you had to run the tank to like absolutely zero, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, so you're trying to burn up this E85, which, mind you, is not hard to do. It's pretty easy to burn up. But then you got to sit at the gas station, got to change over your map, and hope that nothing screws up and that you don't like break your ECU there, which isn't a common issue. I'm just saying it can happen. But these cars are actually really good with their flashes. They're pretty quick. How long would you say this particular? This
particular software, once it's, you know, you unlock the ECU and everything, you can flash a map. Probably, I think it was about 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have to worry about doing that. Once your car's tuned and everything's set up, there's no flashing that you're going to need, unless, you know, that your tuner sends you a different map. Like, you know, a couple of customers like, hey, I want to add a few different features, you know, then we can send them an update and then they can flash it on there. But other than that, there's no real need for you to flash the car anymore, because you have the 4 switchable maps, and just the way that we have them set up doesn't mean that you can have those 4 maps. Other customers that we've done, say for instance, guys just want to do like an E30 or E40 mix. You don't have to run the flex fuel sensor. I mean, it's kind of nice because you don't have to worry about mixing it perfectly every time.
Right.
But inside the EcuTeK software, there's actual offsets where we can offset the tables to account for an E30 or E40 mix. And say you want, you know, map 1 and 2 to be, you know, map 1 be a low power 91 map and map 2 be a high power 91 map. And then you could have map 3 to be a high power E30 map. Right. You can do that. There's countless things that you can set up as far as on the different maps. Burble switching, a lot of that stuff can be done through the app that we're going to show you later. There's a lot of cool things that you can do, and it's all switch on the fly.
That's people's favorite thing, is the burble thing. It gets a little aggressive, but it's pretty cool. It's one of those fun little things to add to the car.
Yeah.
But that flex fuel deal, I didn't realize that. That is super cool. So you can just put that in line in the fuel.
Yeah, it'll go in line with your with the supply line, and then it ties into the high and low on the CAN net, and then once it's all set up in the ECU, it will automatically adjust like any flex fuel vehicle that's on the market right now.
Yeah, that is super rad. And as far as I know, no one else is doing that, right?
As far as I know, no one has full true flex fuel. I mean, they call it flex fuel, but you have to flash the car. You're gonna switch, like you were just saying, switch from 91 to 85. You're flashing the map, getting your computer out, or
staring at your phone with your little, like these ones. They have like a Wi-Fi adapter on some of the other software, where it's basically using like a little Raspberry, which is basically a small PC for the Wi-Fi. So you have to hotspot your phone, for example, to get the map and to get it on internet, and then you would have to flash the car through your phone. Where you're saying this one, you basically use a Bluetooth dongle, and then it's phone to car. Yeah,
so the Bluetooth dongle that we'll show here in a minute it's done by Bluetooth. There's custom mappings and everything that are set up, that we set up as tuners for you to adjust. You know, you can't flash the map with your phone. You have to use the software on your computer, and then you hook it up using the USB cable.
Okay.
But as far as all the settings, like I say, there shouldn't be anything you'll need to flash once we have everything set up for you.
Right.
All the custom features that we set up, and a lot of customers have different features that they want, and we sit down with you and kind of go through what can we offer you, and we set it all up in your phone, and you can change it. For instance, like, you know, all the map switching that we did here that you saw on the cruise control, you can do all that through the phone. You can do all your torque adjusting on the phone. We actually have one set up right now where you can have the burbles pretty much do nothing, or you can have them maxed out to do crazy, make all sorts of burble noises and make people look at you weird.
Yeah.
And you can do all that through the phone on the Bluetooth.
That's cool.
You can have gauges on the phone. So if you wanted to have gauges, you can set up different gauges on your phone. You can do data logging. So a lot of customers like that. Yeah. You can actually take a data log with your phone for your tuner, and you can email it directly from the app on your phone to your tuner. You don't have to download your phone. You can just email it directly to your tuner from the app.
That's nice. I had a lot of issue just with like preparation, if you will, like for doing data logging before. Like I'm saying, I had to turn on a hotspot on my phone. I had to do it through that little computer, and then connect to the car through a hardwired cable as well. Yeah. And then do it on the app, which it worked, but it took quite a while to set up. So this sounds like this is gonna be really simple.
We'll run down and show how to do the data logging, how quick it is, and it's great. Cool. I use it all the time when I'm doing testing on this car. Instead of bringing my laptop to hook up to it if I'm on the road, I'll hook up to the Bluetooth app, do a quick log, and then email it to myself to review when we get home.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
right on.
But we're just doing a couple little testings on some little, I don't know, changes that I found in the map that, you know, you always want to strive to make it a little bit better. So you find a few things to clean up and make it run a little bit smoother. This car is bone stock. There's nothing done to it except the fresh oil change that we literally just did. So
yeah. Did you ever do spark plugs too, or those?
I'm still on the original plugs. I haven't changed them yet. We're gonna definitely change them when we do the intercooler and the downpipes and stuff like that. We'll probably be changing those out for sure. But I just wanted to see what I do bone stock with not touching anything.
Yeah, these cars are so good with just stock setup. I mean, you can make more power than you need, that's for sure. Yeah. It'll blow the tires off just with the stock setup, but always fun to make more, right?
Yeah, let's see here. I'll find, I don't have the graphs all scaled correctly, but I mean, to kind of give you an idea where we're sitting with this car was, you know, bone stock. Kind of in your last video when we did the compare video a long time ago, but this car did 401 horsepower and 411 torque, is what it did bone stock.
At the wheels.
At the wheels.
On a Mustang dyno.
On a Mustang dyno.
Not a dyno jet.
Yeah. And now, with just the tune that we've kind of developed for it, we're sitting right around 443 and 485.
Yeah.
And that's on 91 pump gas crappy fuel we have here in California.
Right.
Definitely would see, about, I would say on 93, probably, depending on how aggressive you want to be, maybe 10, 15 more,
Yeah.
Definitely touch probably 500 foot-pounds of torque on that great 93.
Yeah, and we just tapped, I feel like we just, we put what, like maybe 1 or 2 gallons of Ignite Red in it just to see that one time. That was on the base map, and I want to say we picked up like 20 horsepower.
We picked up 20 horsepower, I believe, yeah.
So the fueling really does matter on these cars.
Let me see here. I think we might even have that still saved in the dyno software where we did a stock pull with, E98 mix. Let's see. Yeah, she did 417 and 429, and that was pretty much all stock with a little bit added fuel in it. Yeah. To give it the octane boost that we wanted. So octane is everything, especially if you wanted to run, ethanol. That's even more. It's great.
Yeah. I think the one thing on that comparison day, so I'll put a little like eye up showing you guys that video. So we did my M4 versus his M3, and this is a competition. So, and mine is just a normal coupe. So it was kind of cool to like see the difference. The only thing we could have done better is like filled up at the same gas station. That might have been, I don't know. I used Chevron that day. I should have used Shell.
Should have used Shell.
But hey, what it is.
I mean, you still got, looking at the curves and everything, it still came out was a great comparison to see the difference in, just a slight difference in the competition pack. Yeah. So, it didn't blow it out of the water, but there was definitely a slight change that you could see from their tuning. So, but yeah, we're probably do a quick little pull. We're gonna check, pretty much what I was gonna check is our close to stock map, which is map 1. I just want to see the difference because we already did a pull. Granted, we didn't get it on video, but maybe Blake would jump out and grab one later on. But we did a little comparison. You can see from map 1 all the way up to map 3, so you can kind of see the spread.
That'll be cool.
So we'll go ahead and make sure she's on map 1, which we're not. So we're going to swing down to map 1, and then all you got to do is just let go of it, and he'll sit here and time out, and you'll see the tach move. And now we're on map 1.
Cool. So this is the close to stock power.
Close to stock power. I haven't done a pull on this map in a while, so I'm not really sure what numbers it's going to make, but we're about to find out.
Yeah. I'll probably get out on the next one so you guys can kind of just, I don't know, hear the noise. It's a lot of dyno noise, honestly, guys. But we'll get a bit of a bit more exhaust note on the outside on the next one. But we'll show you the numbers here in a sec.
Let's see here, let me try to get it all put together. Well, as far as numbers go, it did 426 and 487. So still, that's still really nice.
Yeah, that's good.
But if you noticed in that pull, it took a lot longer to do the pull compared to. I'll put my seatbelt on. Maybe this thing will be quiet.
Oh yeah.
So.
Well, we still. I don't think we've recorded the high power pull yet. So.
No, we didn't record that one.
But I know what you mean. It goes up through the.
It goes through the power band a lot quicker because we're requesting a lot more power. But you can see, that pull. We're still making some good power out of it. But it was more of a linear kind of a flat pull instead of where it kind of has a real sharp spike in the torque. It just comes up and goes. So I guess you can kind of almost compare it to like a V8, how they just come up with a nice linear power instead of having that low end torque, which, I mean, driving this car, you know, maybe in the rain or in, you know, snow or something like that, if you're that brave, I mean, you don't want all that low end torque. That's where map 1 would come into play to give you that little extra nice smooth response instead of that low end torque punch that a lot of people are used to on the BMWs.
Yeah, burnout mode.
Burnout mode.
All right, we'll pop out for the next one.
All right, yeah, we'll put it up there in map 3 and we'll see what it does on that.
Wheel torque 496 at the wheels. Power, so horsepower 454 at the rear wheels, and then nice torque curve on that thing too. This is the map 1. This is the power, and then the blue line right here is map 1's torque. We can bring up the, where'd it go? There it is. So in map 1 we did 427 and 385. I think I misquoted earlier, but now you can see 427, 385, that's map 1. Like I say, it's a little bit less torque than what the stock one is, but that's where map 2 is going to come into play to bump it up just a touch more. But map 3, that's where we got up to 451 and 489. And the big split in power and torque difference. How we do on average on that?
So Blake's favorite thing is
average power.
So average power on map 1, we're at 262, and then we're at 344 on average power in map 3, and then 302 average torque, and then 394 between the two. So
big difference.
Big difference with a couple of presses of a button while you're driving down the street.
That's awesome.
And this, like I said, this can be done while you're driving too. You don't have to be stopped on the side of the road or anything. You can be literally driving down the road and do it. Which, if we can kind of show that right here, we can get on the, since we're on the dyno. So you can just be driving down the road and basically you'll just make sure cruise control's all off and everything, and then you'll press and hold and see how the tach moves. So you can be driving, say you want to do map 2, just sit there and let it cancel out, and then the tach will go back to you reading the engine. Nice. So you don't have to be stopped.
And then your seatbelt light will come on.
And your seatbelt light will come on because you don't have your seatbelt on.
Oh, damn. It's me this time.
It's you this time.
Dang it.
You know, simple little, you know, get the tune all set in there, you know, license ECU for the EcuTeK stuff. You'll have a lot of cool features that you don't have to worry about, you know, reflashing the car. Yeah. All you got to do is just change it with the cruise control button or the phone.
That's a game changer. That's awesome. Especially with the burble thing too, because like, I know a lot of times you put the burble stuff on, and I know you can do it like comfort mode, sport plus, have different aggressions and all that type of stuff, but I don't know. It seems to me like when I was driving around and I had that stuff on, I pretty much always had my car in sport plus. Yeah. And sometimes it was kind of annoying. Like it would get annoying. So the fact that you can do it from the app, that's killer. So you'll bring up the app. Of course, you'll link up to the Bluetooth. They'll have instructions how to do it. It's really simple. Basically, you'll plug it in and you'll go to your Bluetooth settings in your phone, select it, it'll automatically connect to it, and then you'll see it'll show up with My Car. So all you'll do is hit My Car. It's going to sit here, detect what vehicle it is. Because the good thing about this is say you own, you know, a BMW, and let's just say, for instance, you have someone has a BRZ, a friend of yours, that's tuned with EcuTeK. You can use this device on your own BMW, and you could say use it on the BRZ as well. You don't have they don't marry themselves to the car. You can use it on anything that EcuTeK supports. That's cool.
So first thing, you'll have info, so you can find out what it is. Just show like what car it is, and then the dashboard. I'm not sure what all I have set up on here. It doesn't only have RPM and mile an hour right now, but you can change this. All you have to do is go up here. You'll hit this, and then you can actually move these around. You know, if you want to make another page, you know, go up here. People are gonna comment on Instagram right now, and then you can change, you know, your background image if you want, and then you go down here, and then you can pick what you want to do. So do you want a chart, gauge, horizontal bar, just a text? Let's say we want to make another gauge. what parameter we want to choose, and then you have all these parameters that are in the ECU, which it's a BMW and they like to over-engineer everything. So there's a ton of different things you can do. But for instance, say you just want to see what your boost target would be. You just click on boost target, and then you'd go back. We're going to hit done, and then our kind of move where we want to put it. Say we want to put it right there. Let's hit done, and then it's going to have the boost target set for you.
Very cool, very cool.
And we can go back. So for the data logging, this is the fun part that we're talking about, data logging. So the app will usually configure a few things for you. Some tuners will give you a few extra things they might want you to log for them. But this is what it'll bring up. So it'll data log all these parameters for you if you want to check them out, or if your tuner wants you to check them out for them. You just do all these. All you do is you do start. It's going to start data logging everything. When you're using the data logging, it's really great because if something happens, all you have to do is click add mark, and that add mark is going to flag that area of the log that you probably felt something was going on. So that way your tuner will be like, you can just tell them, it's like, hey, I felt the car do something, I hit add mark right after it did it. It makes this easy for us to go back and look at the log and be able to find out what happened. Once that's done, you'll hit stop. That's going to save the data log, and all you have to do is go back here and you go to my files and you go up here to data log. So you have one file, you want to click on it. It's going to give all the data that it came from, and then you're going to hit here, and then you can easily click, message you want to send it to, your tuner. You email it, and it'll automatically show up in the email as a CSV file, so they can open it up in the software and make revisions for you. Other cool things, we can go back to, let it redetect the vehicle. Map switching. So the same thing like we using the cruise control. I have it kind of labeled so I know which ones they are, but you can hit this and it's going to change the map. And to give you a visual,
it's doing it on the car.
It does it on the car at the same time. So you can see the tack move based on what map that you select.
Yeah.
So we'll say we'll put it on map 4, because that's gonna, if you can see where I said the adjustable, where it adjusts our torque gauge up there. So this is where we're gonna use our custom inputs. We're gonna go custom inputs. And then this is the race realm controller for torque. And then we can make our adjustments.
Yeah, so I'm seeing it there, and then we're also seeing it over here, aren't we?
Not over there.
Maybe not.
It only if we were in map switch mode, it would show it over there. But then you just know, and I could change these numbers. I've been messing with it to get it where I can have where these numbers will actually show you what they are. But for instance, we know that it's from 400 to 650. So we know in the middle, we're going to be in the middle of the range, or all the way down to, nothing, or all the way to the max power that we want it to be running.
Right.
Like we're talking about on the burble. So this is only enabled on this car in map 3 or 4. And then you can use the burble if you want it to be minimum burbles, or if you want it to be, come back, all in to max burbles that you can get. You can adjust that on the fly. Or you can have your friend sitting over there messing with it while you're driving.
Yeah.
So that's some of the cool stuff. You can read code, your OBD2 readiness. Actually, it has a performance analyzer where it does like 0 to 60 and stuff like that you can do too. But it's really neat that you can use this.
Yeah, that app that's kind of a game changer. I mean, that's really cool.
Yeah, and this isn't everything that it can do. This is just some real short ones that I made real quick just to have a little fun with it. EcuTeK has a really cool video that shows a lot of the cool features that you can set up on here. I just literally started messing with it since I got one of these. We can set up, you can almost whatever you can come up with almost, you can set up in here, do custom tunes on. Right. Guys with, say, not even just a BMW platform, but for instance, BRZ or FRS is another car that we tune. We can actually set up in here, guys say that they have a boosted one with a turbocharger. Yeah. You can do a boost control setting where you can actually control boost. You want to run a low boost or a high boost map, or you can run in between. So the way we would do is we would set it up to the tune to have a low boost and a high boost map, and then we could set it to where you could adjust it anywhere in between. Other great ones that guys can use too is I've had guys set up where we do traction control settings where you can adjust the aggressiveness of traction control. We've had other ones where even on the BRZs and FRSs, guys want the pops and bangs, kind of like the BMW has.
Everyone does right now.
Yeah, you can do the same thing. We can set up the pops and bangs or burbles on that to where it does the same thing, where it's, you know, minimal or all in. So there's a lot of cool features that this app will do. The other great feature for this one is the ECU Connect programming kit. So we get questions all the time that have guys that want to do EcuTeK for, say, either, you know, remote tuning for BMW, or guys that want to come up here and get tuned and they put a bunch of mods on, say, the BRZ is the most common one where they do a turbocharged setup or a supercharger. You can't technically just drive the car up here without a tune. You purchase this device from us, we mail it to you. It allows you to license your ECU and flash a base map on and be able to drive your car up.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, plus you'll be able to use the app, the Bluetooth app, and then it comes with the cable. You'll get your own little dongle and everything to download the software on your computer, which will have instructions and help you out how to do it all. And then you can flash away and do any kind of updates, that you need.
Hell yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah, I'm really impressed by the software. It's pretty advanced. It's cool.
If you want to reach out to us, you can look us up on the internets. It's snellperformance.com. We also have our Facebook page. You can just look in Snell Performance, Instagram, all that good stuff. Or if you just want to come by the shop, you can come swing by if you're local. But also for e-tuning stuff, basically we do very small amount of e-tuning, but we do a little bit here and there, so it's best to just give us a call or shoot us an email. All our contact info is on our website.
Cool. And I will put that stuff down below, guys. I hope you learned a bunch of stuff about this EcuTeK software. It's really cool. I think it's just a great little
definitely a game changer
addition. Yeah. And the flex fuel. The flex fuel is huge. These cars on E85 are monsters. So I'm curious to know how that would be.
That'll be coming next. We have the sensor. It is a little invasive, I guess you could say, right now, because you do have to get into where the ECU is and find the high and low CAN bus. You have to tap into it and all that stuff.
Okay.
There are a few companies that we've talked to that are working on a plug-and-play situation where you'll make our life easier and your life easier as a customer if you want to install it yourself.
Right.
But hopefully that'll come out soon. But right now it is a little invasive. You just got to have a little bit of knowledge of where the wiring and stuff is, but it's not too bad.
But just regular pump fuel, you're good to go. Or if you're just doing a little bit of a mix in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to go the invasive route, we could still do the most common one is like E30.
Right.
E30 tunes on these cars is a lot of fun. We've done a few of them already, and the guys don't want to do the flex fuel sensor yet because a lot of guys don't want to cut their harnesses up. On a really expensive car. So we just set it up how earlier we're talking about. We map 3 or 4. We'll set them up with the E30 tune, and all they got to do is mix the fuel and go to map 3 or 4. Right. And it'll be just fine.
And it's about 2 to 3 gallons in one of these cars at E85 to
about
91.
2 to 3 gallons, just depends. Yeah. And the best thing is even when we're tuning E30s, we're not trying to be really aggressive on the car because we do try to counteract for a little margin of error. If the ethanol mix isn't perfect, and plus the fueling on these cars, it's full-time closed loop, so it will adjust. Basically, when we set it in the ECU, say, hey, it should be around an E30 mix in the tank, but if it's E28 or E32, that 2% difference, the ECU is going to be able to cover that with the full-time closed loop fueling.
That's awesome. Yeah. So pretty smart ECUs in these cars. They got
overly smart. Yeah. Overly smart.
So many tables. It's crazy. All right, guys. So thanks a lot for watching. I will leave Travis's info down here in the bottom. And yeah, if you have a M2, M4, M3. Any of those things, heck, maybe even the new stuff when it comes out, I'm sure they'll probably get into that stuff too. Yeah, links down below and hit them up. Thanks, guys. Later. Wrench on.